Hey there, everybody, and welcome to Real Life Pastor. I am John, and I'm a pastor in real life. I want to wish you all a happy new year. I hope you all had a great one. I hope you were able to spend some time with your family and friends over Christmas, and now we are heading into a new decade. I know there's some debate about whether or not it's a new decade, but let's be honest. We're in the roaring 20s, everybody. I'm just now realizing that you could see my reflection right there. I could see myself do this while also seeing myself do this. I wonder if it's like creating an infinity loop.
I think it is. Whoa.
Anyway, like I said, it's a new year, which means for many people it's a new beginning. I'm not that much different. I would like to say that I don't take New Year's Eve seriously because, well, it is my birthday. Well, January 1st is my birthday, so I actually just turned 30 years old.
Yeah, the big 3-0.
And I don't know if it's just me and I'm feeling like a quarter life crisis or a third life crisis, whatever you would call it right now. But, you know, I've been doing a lot of thinking and a lot of praying, a lot of discerning, and probably taking this whole new, not just new year, but new decade thing a little bit too seriously. So I'm trying to relax and not put too much pressure on myself.
What do you think?
In any case, here we are. And I've been thinking about doing something for a little while. You've probably noticed that my last two videos have been somewhat somber in tone and maybe even somewhat depressing in tone. And I'll be honest, that's just kind of where I am right now. So with that being said, things haven't been always cheery and jolly lately. You know, there's been some bumps in the road along the way. You all know my journey by now. If you don't know my journey by now, go ahead and watch my previous videos. But I've been thinking about doing something for quite a while now, and that something is that I think it's time for me to go on a fast. And when I say fast, I mean fast. I'm gonna go on a water fast. I'm thinking for 7 days, maybe 5 days. And the reason that I'm doing that is that, if I'm being honest with everyone here, that I just feel really disconnected from God. Through all my prayers and through all my discernment, I haven't heard so many answers, you know, and God's not always going to answer in a way that seems like a direct answer to your question. But I just want to make sure that I'm doing everything that I can to make sure that I am listening and that I am keying and honing my whole self into what God has in store for me. Now, I'll say that in my tradition, my faith tradition, my background, and the folks that I'm closest with, we're not really fasters. What I mean by that is that we kind of think of fasting almost like self-harm in a way. I mean, you really are depriving your body of food for an extended period of time. And as the church has evolved more, fasting has become less and less frequent along the way. But it's something that I've never done before. I've thought about doing it for a while. I've thought about it before this last chapter of my life happened. You don't normally see a lot of United Church of Christ folks fasting. And again, I'm not here to say whether that's right or wrong. I just want to give you a full scope of the story that I'm trying to tell right now. And so the goal of this fast, again, is to just tune myself to what God is trying to speak into my life. And if you don't really understand the concept of a fast, other than that you're just giving them food, it's a discipline, it's a practice. And a big part of the discipline is that it gets you to focus and think. How does it do that? Well, basically every time you feel hungry is an opportunity to be reminded why you're doing it in the first place. A good example is, you know, if I'm going out to eat or there's food in front of me or I am just hungry, when I'm thinking about being hungry, I then immediately switch my brain to, this is a time for me to pray. This is a time for me to discern. This is a time for me to listen. And so when you're hungry all the time, while you're fasting, as a discipline, you're listening, you're trying to listen, and you're trying to hear, you're trying to pray, you're trying to connect. So it's really like almost this reverse psychology. My body's telling me hungry, and instead of thinking about food, I'm thinking about God. So yeah, like I said, I think I'm just gonna do it for 5 to 7 days, see if see if I can't reconnect with God. And I want you all to know that this is really important to me. And I promise you that if I have any adverse effects that I'm not expecting, that we'll stop and we'll evaluate and we'll go to the doctor. I'm not doing this for my health. I'm not doing this to lose weight. This is entirely about me doing everything that I can to make sure that I am tuning myself with God. So I would just ask that you would pray for me during this time of discernment and fasting. If you're interested in fasting, I do encourage you to look it up. Again, not condoning it or disavowing it. It's just something that I've chosen that I think is right for where I am in my life, in my journey, in my spiritual walk right now. If you'd like to support me in other ways, one great way to do that is just to watch through all my videos, like, comment, share, subscribe, do all of that sort of fun stuff. It really helps to build our audience. The more you click the like button, the thumbs up button, the more you subscribe, the more the social media formulas and everything work its equation and more people see it. And the formula is really quite simple. The more that people watch and interact with the video with likes, subscribes, and shares, the more reach there is. And that's alright if you don't. I don't know if this channel is going to ever take off. I don't know if this channel is ever gonna reach, 1,000 subscribers or 1,000,000 subscribers or just 100 subscribers or not even that. But I do really think that there's value in what we're trying to do here. And if you're wondering what we're trying to do here, there is the Real Life Pastor introduction first video that kind of gives you the mission and the vision of why we're doing this channel. So in closing, I hope that you all have a fantastic 2020. I hope that you reach your goals for this year. And even if you don't reach those goals, that you realize that maybe you've still grown as a human being, trying to make this world a better place. I guess ultimately that's my prayer for 2020. Just step by step, bringing that vision that God has for us into this world, into this creation, through the love that Jesus Christ showed us to give others. And that's all we have for now. So go ahead and like, subscribe, share, and we'll see you next time on Real Life Pastor. Bye.